Welcome back to another edition of the Bad Podcast. Brad and Dawain right back in here, man. B, man, what are we talking about today?
Today we're going to talk about struggling and sort of pulling ourselves out of the pits of doubt and adversity. And I got a neat quote today from one of my idols, one of the people that I look up to. His name's Sean Corvelle, and he says, "No one is better than your best, but your best will only make you better, and that will make us all better."
I like it, man. I like it a lot, and not just because, well, you'll find out. Let's go.
Hey, good job, guys. Good job. Mental battles. Mental battles.
Hey man, eat man for life, baby.
What it look like, what it be like, what it do. Back in here, man. And you see, we got an extra screen on here, man. We got a special guest and super excited, man. Everybody is all the rave. And I'm gonna tell while I'm excited, y'all know I'm not the marathon guy, I'm not the mutter guy, I'm not that guy. But I'm gonna tell you later why I'm excited about having Sean. So B, man, who we got on, man? Let's introduce this young man.
Again, this is one of my idols, a guy that I met in 2014 at the start line of my first ever Tough Mudder. This is Sean Corvelle. He's a comedian. He's an actor. He is the voice of Tough Mudder. He is the face of Tough Mudder. He's Mr. Motivation. Ladies and gentlemen, Sean Corvelle.
Thank y'all, man. That's very kind. That's always nice to hear people say things nice about you, but then it's also shocking because it's like, really? Wow, that's awesome. Because I feel that way about a lot of other people, and that's my motivation that's where my motivation comes for the things that I say and I do, that exactly what you said about me. I get that from a lot of other people, man. So,
well, I think that's that law of attraction piece. What you put out is what you get back. And that's sort of what you preach on a daily basis, Sean. By you doing your best and by you striving for your best, you're inspiring other people to do their best, right? That's what you preach on a daily basis.
Absolutely. Yeah. We're part of that one big community, and the weakest link on the chain, all that kind of stuff, but I feel that starting with yourself, be your best. That's the biggest contribution you can make to the world, starts right there. That's the foundation. And that's going to help tremendously, man.
Yeah.
That's awesome, man. So look, I'm gonna jump in, man, because like I said, I'm learning about you, Sean, and the first thing I found was your stand up, man. Like, I'm gonna be the left guy. I'm gonna be the guy that points that out, man. No, because it was actually one of the ones that was on your website, man. I said, okay, I like this guy. Brad can have all the mutter talk. I'm gonna stay on the comedy side, man. But B, I know you probably got some questions and some direction you want to go, man. So I'm gonna flip it back to you. I just wanted to tell you why I was excited, Sean. I'm different than everybody else.
Yeah, that's all right. But I think it all ties in though, because I feel like what I'm doing now, the big picture of what I want to do now, is sort of like a sum of everything that led up to this. All of a sudden being on stage and talking to people makes sense to me, that I got to practice it through humor, discovering my art and connecting with people. It's like it helped me and led me to where I am now. So it's all connected, man.
Nice.
Yeah. And I love that because stand-up comedy for somebody, just like being on a podcast, is extremely difficult for some people. And did you ever face trials and tribulations the first handful of times you got on stage, maybe?
You know what? Okay, so got to bring this back up, man. Stand-up, when I first started, it was in the Bay Area, San Francisco Bay Area. And it came pretty, I hate to use the word easy, but it came easy for me. It wasn't about my material. It was just that people saw that I was having fun, so I had that likable thing. And the first time I ever bombed on stage was on Evening at the Apollo. Yes.
No, Mr. Sandman came out with the broom.
And I was a guest, and they brought me and they were going to give me extra time and all that kind of stuff. My career was rolling. I had never had a bad comedy show or anything like that. Always challenging, but never a bad comedy show. And then it was on that night, and those kids were gelling to me, and they wouldn't even let me finish. And Sinbad, I remember, because I knew Sinbad. He was the host at the time, and so it ended short, from what I was supposed to do. And I remember I was just so devastated by that I ended up walking the whole length of New York. And my manager was like, that was so dangerous. It's like 3 o'clock in the morning. You could have gotten mugged or jacked or something. I'm like, oh God, I wished. I wish. I think people sense, leave that kid alone. So yeah, that was it. Other than that, man, it's always been a positive experience.
Mm-hmm. So how did you, so you talk devastation, you talk speed bumps, adversity, with this one stand-up. How did you use that to sort of fuel the rest of your career? Because obviously right now, man, you're with Tough Mudder and just doing fabulous things, inspiring people every week to do their best and to inspire other people. So how did you use this minor speed bump to sort of propel you to where you are?
It was I think part of it is sort of that innate survival code that's in us all, and especially when you've connected to something that feels right, even if you don't know it. It's like you're flowing. You connected to a stronger undertow. That's your undertow. And whether you know why you're still hitting that way or not, you go with it. And then you just do what you need to make it work. And that's what kept me going there. I loved it. Those pure moments when you're on stage and you're connecting to people in that positive way and having fun. Again, I think when people in general are on their flow, kind of say, or you're doing something that feels like, people use the word purpose, and sometimes you don't even understand it. It's just a solid feeling in you. And I think it connects to that survival code in us to, hey, this is good. Keep going this way. Make it happen, whatever you need to do. And I think that was a lot of what it was for me.
Yeah, it's sort of like that it factor. And like you said, you can't really describe it. It's just something that you attach yourself to, because you start to get a taste of what it feels like to sort of be on the other side and get a view of the bluer blues and the greener greens, is what I like to say. And you start to feel it a little bit, but a lot of times with our group and in life in general, you start an 8-week challenge. We'll use our program for an example. So you start an 8-week challenge, man. You have all the momentum in the world because you have that excitement factor. You have all the enthusiasm, the alacrity. You have everything going in your favor. Then once week 3 hits, week 4 hits, you start to lose that luster, right? You start to lose that excitement factor, and we start to struggle, and we start to veer a little bit to this way, and we start to veer a little bit to that way, and we try to rediscover the path that we were once on, but we just can't seem to reconnect with that path. What do you say to somebody that's so far digging themselves into a hole and they're struggling, they're in a dark place, they don't know if they'll ever make it out of this pit? What do you say to somebody like that?
You can. I believe that you can. You have all the tools that you need to take on any challenge that comes to you in this world, and the success might be you just live with it. You're surviving it. That doesn't mean that some things might not ever go away, but you learn how to live with it and function with it and have a great life, while dealing with this challenge. I know I've been in the fitness industry forever, man. I worked with Crunch for like over 11 years for a while. And I've gotten to know a lot of trainers like yourselves. And you guys know that what these people are doing there physically, when they're coming there, supposedly, okay, it might be they needed to lose weight, for a medical reason, what have you. The big thing that's connected to that, again, and sometimes they don't even know it, is every challenge they are that's going on with them in their life, they're bringing to that session. And when you feel good, no matter what it is you're doing, I say concentrate on that feeling and then try and get that feeling in everything else you do. the tools you use when you're exercising, that you guys are taking them through. It's not just about the physical of it, but these tools, man, we're helping you discover them. You have them. We're helping you discover them. And then feel that, be in the moment with that and say, okay, oh, great. I did this. I can do that. I can use this for that, it's physical, mental, spiritual. It's all those things coming together. And that's what, man, I applaud when you have these really good trainer that knows that feels that in the people, so that's what I say, just hold on to the moments of your achievements and really feel those and try to get that feeling in everything and every other challenge that comes at you.
Yeah, I love it, man. That, just to jump in here, B, that just the idea of applying, when you're happy, because you said when you're in a good mood, it affects everything. Like applying that to, the tough situation or to the workout, man. I think that's gold right there. Like that is enough, because there's plenty of times where you can lean into that bad day and then make your workout bad and make, and make your whole experience, but instead, like you said, you already have the tools, and just being able to find that place. And be it definitely go for us when it comes to week 3, week 4, lean into that week 1 feeling, man. Go back and like, hey, I made this decision to make a lifestyle change. I'm excited about it. It may be daunting at the moment, but I can be happy in this moment. I can remember why I started. I can remember my why whenever I got into this challenge, man. So that was spot on, man. I love that.
Yeah, man. And it makes a big difference, again, when I'm connecting it to who you're working with, whether it be your trainer, your friend, whoever it is, a group, if you're doing classes, is that they're a big help in that, in putting you in the moment. I feel like life pure is in the moment, no judgment, no worries really. But everything that you've done up to then is in effect. And everything that you will do after then will be in effect. This will be a part of it. And when you practice being in the moment, having those in the moment feelings and the things that get you there. So for me in the past, it's been, I don't want to go work out there. And my workout partner or my trainer, they put me in the moment. Their attitude's great, so then I'm not thinking of anything else, and then my workout is great. Everything I'm doing in that moment is great. I've had the same thing on stage doing comedy, where I don't want to perform and stuff is going on in my life. And then all of a sudden I'm on the stage, boom, in the moment.
Yeah.
At Tough Mudder events, I don't have this and it's cold and it's red. And then all of a sudden that first wave comes in and we're talking, boom, nothing else matters.
Yeah.
And it's great, So that's what I say. Concentrate on what it is that gets you to that moment and how it feels. So you can see it, you can feel it, you have a natural instinct for it, even when you do things over and over and over again like that. So.
I love two things that you said there. One, the distractions of life are so prevalent. Like every corner that you turn around, there's a distraction. There's something that's trying to lure you away from where you want to be, what you want to become. There's so many distractions in life. But what you were saying is, once you get on the stage, once you get in front of those people, once you do that first rep, you're like, okay, man, now I got that energy again. And I call it the week 1 energy or day 1 energy, last day urgency. I've heard that somewhere along the way, and I use that day in and day out. Find that week 1 energy, find that day 1 energy. And the best way to find it is just get on stage, get in front of the people, do that first rep, and then everything else just comes full swing. But the hardest piece is getting yourself to that gym, to the stage, in front of the people, on a podcast, writing that first page of your book, whatever you're trying to do and whatever you're trying to obtain in life, And the second thing that I like there is the accountability. You talk about a friend, you talk about a trainer. The accountability piece is so strong because you become who you surround yourself with, right? And if you're going to the gym and you're like, hey, buddy, not feeling it today. He's like, hey, me either. Let's go home. Yeah. Okay, what are you gonna do? Baby, I'm turning around. I'm tucking my tail. I'm out the door. But if you go to the gym and say, hey, baby, I'm not feeling it today. hey, me neither, but we're going to do the work. That's that accountability piece. And that's something that's strong in our community is we allow ourselves to lean on each other. Like if I'm having a bad day, I'll shoot Dawain a text. I'll shoot one of the other trainers a text and say, listen, I'm having a bad day. I can't get myself to the gym. And I'll get hey, make it happen.
Yeah.
And that's the accountability piece. You need that in your life.
Yeah. Make it happen. It's that make it happen. Just do it. Don't think about it. Just jump. And a great exercise. Again, the physical stuff we do is important. The nutrition is important, but that mind also is just as important. And a great exercise is getting used to functioning in uncomfortable things. Things you don't want to do, getting used to it when you hear that voice, I don't feel like doing it, then without thinking, get up and do whatever that is. And out to people, even in little things that you do, like when you're about to walk into the store, you're walking down the street and there's like a garbage, a can on the ground. And you're like, somebody just threw this can on the ground. Pick it up and put it in something. A lot of times we'll walk by, I don't feel like doing that, but just do it. Because what you're doing, again, is exercising that I don't feel like doing something. And the more you exercise it, just like any muscle, it becomes stronger. And then that helps you on the bigger things like, man, I don't feel like going and work out. But you find yourself getting dressed as you're saying that, and looking for your keys and then going and then doing it anyway. Exercising how to function in that moment. Because that doesn't go away. You get better at it. Again, once you focus on the positives and like remember the reward for what you're going to do. Yeah. But the other side, we're human, man. That don't,
Yeah. Dawain, do you want to say it or do you want me to say it about my airport water bottle story?
You go ahead, man.
Man, Sean, that is so funny because I was at the airport one time flying into one of our events. And this kid, he does the old Michael Jordan, shoot the water bottle towards the wastebasket. It hits the side, lands on the ground. I'm standing there looking, watching, waiting for him to pick up that water bottle. There's 25 other people staring, looking, watching, waiting for him to pick up the water bottle. He never does. He keeps walking. I walk over. I grab that sucker. I Shaquille O'Neal that sucker right into the wastebasket. and you talk about those things that, man, it would just feel better to sit here in my seat and just carry on. I'm not going to do it. But again, that becomes ingrained in you, that discipline piece. Like, I'm going to go pick that up because that's just part of who I am. I'm going to go to the gym because that's a part of who I am. I'm going to do X, Y, and Z because those are all things that I've been trained and intentionally put myself under those pressures to hold myself to a standard. I'm holding myself to a certain level, and the more that you hold yourself to that standard, the more that you sort of find that diamond in the rough. You were saying, you just polish up those tools. You're sort of like a diamond in the rough. You just need to polish those tools a little bit and hold yourself to a standard and be disciplined, not just in one area of life, but all facets of life, man. Pick up the water bottle. Go do it. You don't want to? Get uncomfortable. Put yourself under some intentional pressure. Go pick that water bottle up. Drives me nuts, man.
Yeah. It helps in the big stuff you do too. Again,
yes.
I got to get up and get the kids to school. I got to go to work and deal with the people that get on my nerves, And then after a while, it even gets past that. I got to do that too. You don't let the people that get on your nerves actually get on your nerves anymore. Right. It's about being who you are and not letting environment change that, and learning the tools to exercise that. Somebody cut you off in traffic, it's like we all I've seen nuns swear in traffic, so we all got that, but there's a great time to exercise. You know what? I'm not going to let that bother me. I'm going to be me, Why should I take time out in my precious life to take on that energy? And I know those sound like cliches, but guys, I promise you, man, there'll be a point when you exercise it where it'll go ding. This is what they're talking about. Yeah. So, yeah. I feel you, man. Good stuff you're doing there.
Yeah, appreciate it. Dawain, if you want to take over the role a little bit, but we like to keep this around 20-25 minutes, and we're starting to creep up on that. But Dawain, do you have any other questions for Sean?
Yeah, no, man, I appreciate you taking time out of your schedule, man, and coming on and giving us some extra content, man. And what I love about everything you said, and it's always true, it's the same thing me and Brad been saying, with this podcast, man, just the finding the tools and encouraging yourself and the community and all of that, man. So I guess one question I can ask before we kind of get out, because when it comes to I listen to a couple of your podcasts. And just so you know, if you need any guests, we're open. We don't even have an agent. Just hit us up. But anyway, I listened to a couple of your podcasts, man. And what I enjoyed about it, because I'm a podcast guy, that I actually got brought on this team because of my podcasting background. But what I enjoyed was just your and I guess it comes from comedy, your ability to relate with your guests, and the conversation is just so genuine. So I guess the question would be, man, because from a podcaster, what has been your favorite, I guess, episode or guest, or what has been your favorite, and so we can also send our people to listen to it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, wow. I can reverse that at you guys, and you'll know how that feels too.
Oh, we do. We know how it feels, but go ahead.
I say, man, because everybody, whether I'm relating to someone because we're having a fun time, or I'm relating to them because they're expanding me with things I didn't know, that's all. And like I had said earlier, I'm practicing being in the moment, with stuff, and when I can get that in an interview, when I'm talking to people, like this connection here, then there's no judgment there. There's nothing better. There's nothing worse.
Right.
It's right there, and it's expanding me. It's I'm learning a lot from it. So that one is I don't have one like that. Yep. That somebody would want to sit and talk to me that amount of time. Okay, I'm genuinely interested in. We've all had this journey, so what did y'all see? What happened to y'all? What did you get?
Mm-hmm.
Me too. I got that too, so yeah, I'm sorry, that might be a bailout.
No, I get it. Because I always tell people, picking your favorite episode is like picking your favorite kid, man. You can't say that out loud, man. Like, it's so much to choose from. They all got their own, but I will say ours, kind of reverse it. In my favorite, we actually, our like second episode, man, we had a podcast talking about suicide and seeking help on the mental health side, and we had a lot of people in our group reach out to us and tell us how much that impact them. So that's top tier on my list when it comes to our episodes. And I even see that you even covered that as well, as far as the mental health aspect, and so we definitely appreciate that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Go ahead, Bradley. What are you going to say?
No, I was actually gonna pretty much say exactly what Dawain just said, but I was going to say this for me. This is a close second, because when I'm not in motivational speaking, I'm not in stand-up, I'm not in comedy or anything like that, but a part of being a personal trainer is communication. And so when I first started to dive into the world of coaching, teaching, personal training, I had a handful of people that I looked up to, idolized, Eric Thomas being one of those people, Tony Robbins being one of those people, and Sean Corvelle being one of those people. So for me, this is going to be right there with episode 2. It's an honor to have you on this podcast, and just hear your take on everything that we believe in. Just hear your side of things and your perspective on all those things. So man, this is a real honor, and I just can't say that I appreciate you enough.
Okay, so let me ask you guys something. Clearly for me, and you can edit this out too, because you said it at a certain amount of time. So quick edit pause.
No, we're good. Let it roll.
So on my podcast, I always ask those last 2 questions of people.
And we got one for you too, just so you know.
Okay. Me first. Get me. Okay, so one of them was a quote that was passed to me by a gentleman that I went and visited, had cancer, and I went and visited him in the hospital just before he passed away. And I call it Craig's motto: when was the last time you did something for the first time? And so that's the first one. And I'm going to start with you, Uncle Bradley. When was the last time you did something for the first time?
You know what, my friend? It's crazy, absolutely crazy that you bring that up, because that was my Instagram title or description or whatever for probably 5 or 6 years. When's the last time you did something for the first time? And I'm actually getting goosebumps right now, because you told the story in 2014 of where you got that quote from, and that's something that I try to live by. On a daily basis, I try to live by those words, because I remember this story. And like I said, man, like, life is short. It's extremely short. And why aren't we trying to tap into those things that we've never tried? So the last time I did something for the first time is about a year ago now. I did an Ironman, and now it's a year ago in 2 weeks. And I haven't done anything brand spanking new, but I'm on the cusp of finishing my first ever book. I had some edits, and then I'm going to try to get that rolled out here within the next month or so. But that's one of those things that ties into that word that you often use.
Yeah, very cool, very cool. Dawain.
Yes, sir. So mine, I actually announced it a couple of weeks. I'm actually getting ready to compete in bodybuilding. And it's gonna be this is my entry. You know, I actually have my meeting today with my coach today, and so you don't know this, Sean, but I started out at about 265, pre-diabetic. You know, one doctor appointment away from high blood pressure medicine, and joined E2M. You know, lost over 65 pounds, and then started to lift and enjoy lifting. And so now the thing I'm gonna do for the very first time is gonna be training for bodybuilding. So
that's awesome, man. Okay, so then the last question.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so you're out there, you're training, you're running, you're walking, wherever you might be. You come across that lamp that's sitting down on the ground. You pick it up, do what everybody does when they pick up a lamp, dust it right off. Out pops me, the genie in the lamp. Been in there for billions and zillions of years. So happy that you finally freed me. I'm not going to give you 3 wishes, guys. I'm going to give you the ultimate gift. I am going to right now give you the ears of the world. You have the full, undivided attention of the world. People have stopped in wars. People are, even the surgery, they stopped. And the guy on there that was out opened his eyes and like, wait, Dwayne's about to say something. In this moment, Dwayne, what do you say to the world?
Man, that I wasn't ready for that one, B.
I got it if you need me. I got it if you want to throw it to me.
Hey, I'm gonna pass it to you, B. I wasn't ready for that one. Go ahead. Go ahead.
2 words, man. Do good. Do good. You know, in a world full of uncertainty, in a world full of darkness, just do good. That would be my wish for the world, to do good.
Hey, Dwayne, just so you know, there's no wrong answer to that.
I know that. I know it's a lot of weight though, a lot of ears, man.
I know a lot of people feel like that, but here's the catch on this. I say in the moment. And once again, moments, however long they are forever. And when you say this moment, you might say something different in the next moment. And it's just important. I had somebody say to me, eat ice cream. And that was brilliant.
Hey, I like
that. That makes you happy. Yeah. Is it more important than being happy in life, you know?
Yeah. So. All right. Okay. I mean, I'm gonna be simple, man. Mine would be to be kind, man. Kindness is something that, it for whatever reason get looked at as weakness, man. But there's so much strength and power in being kind and choosing to be kind, man. So that'll be mine, man.
That's a perfect one. Yeah. Once again, no chances, nothing better than the other. So that's great.
All right, man. So we're gonna give you our last question.
Look what time it is. Gotta go.
Yeah, no. That ain't how it works. That ain't how it works. So we actually have a segment called "Do You Know or Did You Know?" Shout out to our boss man Jeff. He has this. He get it from the gingerbread, in Shrek when he like, "Do you know the Muffin Man?" So we actually have a whole segment on "Do you know or did you know?" So I'm gonna play the clip. And you're going to tell the audience something they may not have known about you, something you may not have said publicly or whatever. So did you know or do you know? And I'm going to give you a chance to kind of think through it. You might have something already, but I'm going to play this clip real quick.
Do you know?
All right, so it's short. So are you ready or we need to stall some more?
Let's do it.
All right, go ahead. What is the do you know or did you know thing about Mr. Shine?
Okay, so this is just recent, and I'm glad you asked this. I studied hypnosis so that I can use it in motivation and training. Because, again, I think the mind is just as important as being a better person, training, all those things you want to do to achieve your goals and success, just as important as, and in the athletic, physical part, as the nutrition and the physical working out, that having that confidence with you all the time. I mean, we've seen it. You see it in basketball games. They call it a flow. When that one team is playing with confidence and all of a sudden they're hitting everything, you know. That golfer that couldn't do anything like 3 tournaments ago, now all of a sudden this guy's the best one out there. And that's that confidence, man. And then they tell you how to do that. Again, get used to that feeling so that if you miss that important shot or whatever it is you're doing, you know, even in personal life, that you can be in the moment with that and know that that's okay. I got it now, you know. And through hypnosis, it teaches me a lot about behavior and tools, again, to exercise that so it becomes on tap for you, that feeling of having that confidence, you know. So a lot of people don't know that I do that, you know. I haven't practiced it yet, but that's my goal.
All right, man.
I think you practiced it today because Dawain felt extra confident. I felt extra confident. I think you practiced that today for us.
Well, see, I'm on the other side. Like, I'm like, don't be bringing out no teacups and ringing it around. And, you know, ain't going into no thinking place, man. Wait a minute.
Yeah, that's how it feels about it too, man. Yeah. I tell you, I'm bad because I go under before the subject, man. I'm like oh, you're getting sleepy, you know. And I'm like McConnell.
Wow. Nah, that's super dope, man. That is super dope. All right, D, man, you wanna close this out, brother?
Yeah, I will. I'm going to end with a quote, unless Sean wants to say it himself. But I'm gonna go ahead and say this quote one more time. And this is for all the listeners in the back. This is for all the listeners in the front. No one is better than your best, but your best will make you better, and that will make us all better. Go out there and do your best, ladies and gentlemen. Thanks for joining, man. Thank you for joining.
Yes, sir. See y'all next week.
Thank you. Yeah.